All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. And today, we've got a good one.
Yeah,
We're going deep into the world of Shashi Kapoor,
absolutely a legend.
a name you might recognize.
Right.
But there's so much more to his story than, some of you out there might even know him from a single famous line from a movie. But trust me, his story goes way beyond that single movie.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're going to uncover his incredible journey from child star to Bollywood heartthrob to international actor and even a champion of art cinema. So, get ready for a fascinating legacy that intertwines with the Kapoor family dynasty, shaped Indian cinema,
Yeah.
and even has a Shakespearean twist.
I think it's really interesting how Shashi Kapoor's story really kind of like runs parallel with the evolution of Indian cinema itself,
Yeah.
To really understand his journey, we kind of have to start with the Kapoor legacy. They were like a true dynasty in Indian film. I mean, his father, Prithviraj Kapoor, was a pioneering figure in both theater and film.
Right.
And then you have his brothers, Raj and Shami Kapoor, both huge Bollywood stars.
Talk about a tough act to follow.
Wow.
I mean,
Right.
Shashi was practically born into the world of movies. So did that make his transition from child actor to leading man any easier?
Well, you would think so, right? But it's not always guaranteed.
Yeah.
What's really interesting is that Shashi actually started out in the late 1940s playing younger versions of his brother Raj Kapoor's characters.
Wow.
And even back then, he just had this undeniable charm and a way with dialogue delivery that made him stand out,
Yeah.
He wasn't just riding on the family name, he was really honing his craft. And then by the time he transitioned into leading roles in the 60s and 70s, audiences were totally ready for him.
Okay, but I have to ask about that line that everyone knows, Mir Pas Mahai from Duar.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cultural touchstone, I think,
Yeah.
even for people who hasn't seen the film.
Absolutely.
Why do you think that line, that movie, resonated so deeply with audiences?
Well, Diwar was more than just a blockbuster. It tapped into the social anxieties of the time. The story of two brothers on opposite sides of the law,
Yeah.
one a police officer, the other a smuggler, resonated with a nation grappling with poverty and societal divides and the struggle for success.
Yeah.
And Shashi's delivery of that line was just so brimming with raw emotion that it cemented its place in cinematic history.
It's amazing how a single line can just become so iconic.
It really is.
But as we know, Shashi's career went way beyond just mainstream Bollywood.
Oh, yeah.
He worked extensively with Merchant Ivory Productions.
Yeah.
Tell us about that part of his journey.
Well, this is where you really see Shashi's range and his commitment to pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
Merchant Ivory films, kind of what you would call art house cinema. They were often international collaborations exploring themes of Indian culture and history for a global audience.
Right.
They tackled complex subjects, with a really nuanced lens. And films like Shakespeare Walla and Heat and Dust really showcased a different side of India. And Shashi wasn't afraid to take on these roles that challenged conventions and showcase a different side of Indian cinema.
Yeah, he truly became an ambassador for Indian cinema on the world stage.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like he wasn't content with just acting. He was also passionate about theater and producing films.
Absolutely. He and his wife, Jennifer Kendall, they founded Prithvi Theater, which was a traveling troupe that brought theater to the masses. And later on, he actually established his own production company, Film Valas, with the specific goal of promoting art cinema.
Wow.
And he produced films like Junoon Kalyug and 36 Charangi Lane, each exploring these really thought-provoking themes and pushing creative boundaries. So Shashi Kapoor wasn't just in it for fame or fortune. He genuinely wanted to nurture artistic talent and contribute to a richer cinematic landscape.
Yeah, and his dedication didn't go unnoticed.
Mm.
He received India's highest cinema honor, the Dada Saheb Phak Award, in 2014. This is a huge award. It's basically like the Lifetime Achievement Oscar of Indian cinema. It really speaks volumes about his impact on the industry. But here's a question I've been kind of pondering. Shashi Kapoor seemed to just effortlessly blend mainstream success with artistic integrity. How do you think he pulled that off, especially in a world where actors often feel pressured to choose one path or the other?
That's a question that continues to resonate, I think.
Yeah.
The film industry has certainly changed since Shashi Kapoor's time, and it's definitely become even more challenging to navigate these different worlds,
Right.
What's so fascinating about Shashi is that he didn't just straddle those worlds, he actively bridged them. He brought the prestige of international cinema to Bollywood and in turn helped elevate the perception of Indian cinema globally. He also championed emerging talent, providing platforms for new voices in art cinema. It's just an incredible legacy.
Yeah, it really is. So there you have it. A glimpse into the multifaceted world of Shashi Kapoor, if you're curious to explore further. I highly recommend checking out Dewar to see that iconic line in action, or maybe dive into one of his Merchant Ivory films for a taste of his art cinema contributions. See you on our next deep dive.
Sounds good.
Thanks for listening, everyone.